You know this car must be significant when you've got the CEO of Mercedes checking out an Audi. This is a brand new 2019 Audi A7. And I love this tail because it's really a fastback. One of the original fastbacks. And look at the amount of space you get. It's huge. And coming up right now, I am going to tell you more than everything you ever want to know about this brand new 2019 A7 with a twist. I'm going to throw in some fun questions just to keep this interview lively. So, talk to me about the car. When will it be available?
Later this year,
okay.
by the end of the year.
And what has changed on it? What's different?
So, all new generation. We introduced the A7, or the Sportback concept, back in 2009 here in Detroit. And then in 2010, we introduced the A7. This generation really takes our new design language that we brought from the Prologue and marries that with the Sportback body style that we've had a lot of success with in the past 7 years.
So to me, it looks like a more modern version of it. It's more evolutionary than revolutionary.
Right, so you'll see we started with the A8, then the A7, the A6. We're bringing new design language into the car, but it's a completely new drivetrain. It will have a completely new set of lighting in it with matrix LEDs, laser eventually. New drivetrain is a V6 turbo.
Yep.
Which we were supercharged in the past. We're going to the turbo, and then we'll have
330 horsepower, I think.
Yeah.
Have you announced?
We haven't announced any
numbers
yet on the car. This is the U.S. debut. It's not the all the specs that are in there yet. So we also have the interior has been completely updated. You have the completely new design because of the MMI that's in there. Completely new shape. Updates and luxury all around. We have a completely new set of driver assistance systems in that. So every bit of technology you can get in an A8, you now can also get in an A7. Full suite of driver assistance with adaptive cruise assist, which is a level 2 system that allows you to helps keep you in your lane and follow the car in front for on the highway or in traffic jams. A lot of new safety systems such as the intersection assist in the front when you're pulling out. If somebody runs a stop sign or a stoplight, the car will hit the brakes before you pull out in front of them. Also emergency braking in case you're about to rear end someone. Other things, like one of my favorite features, we have something called maneuver assist. So the top view cameras will see, so you have people who have the parking garage, you see the front of the car, it's got the white on the side, and the person just had a lousy day because they bumped the pole and there's sheet metal damage. We now have something called maneuver assist that will either steer you away from the pole or hit the brakes before you hit it. Try to, support the driver and not have those those days happen where you've curbed your wheel or you've bumped into the pole. We've got a wheel protection program, same thing, where it slows you down or gives you the warning before you're about to hit the curb. So there are a lot of new systems in the car to support the driver, help you arrive more relaxed, but also add a level of safety.
How about MPG? Any of that? Any numbers yet? Pricing? Any of
No,
that?
I mean all A7s are 48 volt.
Yeah.
So they are mild hybrid, so that does add some efficiency in there. That new electronic system helps run the driver assistance and also brings some benefits to start-stop. And
so will it have better fuel economy than the last?
We expect it would, of course. With new generations, we always bring efficiency in every aspect of the car.
All right. I'll give you an easy question and then a hard one. Which one do you want first? I'll let you choose.
Oh, the hard one.
All right. The hard one is, this is an A7 55 TFSI Quattro. What the hell does that mean? I mean, I get the TSFI A7 Quattro. I don't get the 55. And I wrote the story. I still don't get it. Explain that to me. Yeah, I told you I'd give you a hard one.
Is this when we can bring Garvis back and he can answer these questions? So the Audi, as you know, Audi Worldwide brought a new naming nomenclature to the new cars. That is a designation for this level of output. In the U.S., we are going to do A7. There's only one A7.
I get that. Yeah.
Then there's the other models.
So
to us, what's important is the model and the Quattro all-wheel drive labeling, and ours will be an A7 V6.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So even you're confused.
No, I understand what they are, but it's not going to.
The 55 deals with the amount of power it's putting out. I get that. Like I say, I did the story, but
Yeah.
I don't get it. And I love this because check it out. You can lift up the tail and you get a huge amount of space. And there's this beautiful new LED that stretches across the entire back end of the car. And I'm counting 1, 2, 3 screens. Tell me about that. Why 3?
Well, there's actually 4 because I also have head-up display here. So what we have here now, Audi has changed to a completely new generation of MMI, which we call the MMI Touch Response. And basically it consists of an upper touchscreen that is very similar to what your smartphone is, same user interface and everything. And then we have a lower control panel, which basically eliminated 30 or more buttons from the interior of the car. And then we also have our second generation of the virtual cockpit, which has higher resolution and much faster processing than the previous generation. And these, basically 4 screens between having your head-up display, virtual cockpit, and these new screens in the center basically defines the new user interface within an Audi.
And these 8 inches are bigger. They look almost bigger than
10.3. So what the designers like to say is that we've got, in our new cars, we've got a digital core surrounded by a soft surface. So you've got the digital core of the black panel that comes across here. So when the car's turned off, it's like the electronics just disappear into it. And this screen actually has a radius into it, the same curve that's in the inlay, to try and give it as much of a integrated look as possible. When you have the auto show lights, you get a bit more of a glare, but that's the whole idea behind that. And then within the interior of the car, we've added a lot of luxury to the A7. We've got contrast stitching on the dashboard, leather dashboard now, and contrast stitching everywhere inside. So the whole interior of the A7 has really changed quite a bit from the first generation.
So let's talk about how you've kind of segmented these screens. So I see HVAC down here.
Yep.
And then over here I see home, radio, media, car, and nav.
Exactly. So the way you can really think of this, there have been other touchscreens that have been done, but if you look at this, you don't need to learn a new philosophy of how to use this. It's just like on your phone. You've got your home menu down the side. You've got your notification center up here. If I had text or was low on fuel, this would show up just like on your notifications in your phone. You also can scroll between the 2 menus of icons, and you can move your menus around. Say you'd rather have your telephone in your home menu. You just pull that over. You can move it. It moves over here. When you're done, you've got that done. If you'd rather have radio over closer, you just move it over here, and now you've got radio closer. You can customize this, set it up the way you want it, and it's just like the way, just like the way you use it on your phone. So you can see that we've kept Audi's intuitive colors within each of the different areas. Telephone has always been green, the settings are white, radio is orange, nav is blue, vehicle's always red. These are things that make it much easier to interact with the car, because if I've got a red menu in the screen or in the virtual cockpit, then I'm in the car menu. There's less processing, less distraction that you have.
So what hard buttons are left? I see radio volume is still...
Yep, and then we have driver assistance,
yep.
three different levels of that, and then parking and the start-stop.
Okay.
So we've eliminated about 30 buttons to the interior of the car, and the designers like to say that they've added simplicity, which takes some of the stress of driving out. This lower control panel, you can see it is all touchscreen, just like it is down below.
With haptic?
Yep,
Yeah,
with haptic.
Yeah.
That's how you turn things off.
Yeah, you can feel it kind of vibrates, gets you a little bit of a positive feedback.
And that's basically, so the positive feedback is something that I think is very important. So on your phone, if you get close to it, it senses your finger, and then you might get something happen that you're not expecting to. In a car is moving around, you're moving, you're focused on the road. When it comes to this, if you wanted to move your finger along this, you might be driving and focused on the road, and you come down, telephone, and then you give it the click, and you get the feedback, you get the confirmation that the the function that you wanted is what happened, and you don't have to. You can also set it actually in the settings. You can set it up like a cell phone, and you can turn off all of the confirmation, the force feedback. You can turn that off if that's your preference. But this is really set up for an automotive experience where you get that feedback. It takes the stress of focusing on something besides driving, and it allows you to you to focus on the information that you want to.
It's cool, and I have to say I'm a little interested in trying it myself, because obviously Cadillac had the Q system, which is very similar with haptic feedback, and it just didn't work. It worked like when you're stationary, but it didn't work when you were driving. So this seems more intuitive to me, but I'll reserve judgment until I get it in the car and actually see how it's driving. Now, over here, it seems similar. So it's got the configurable display there. Can you get Google Maps on there?
Yep. Yeah, if you were in a car that was connected to the internet, you get the full Google Earth Maps right here, just like we had in the first generation. Just now there's higher resolution. This of course is set up to the night, but you can now you can change the same maps that you have here also can show up in the center.
That'd be a long way to go. Any of those cities would be a long road trip. Look at that, the entire map.
Now you get this, but this is not connected to the internet to get the Google Earth.
Right.
So you could have the full. Yeah, it thinks we're in. This is a German car that will.
Yeah, so it thinks we're somewhere else. Yeah.
But you could have this set up here. You can spin it, move. You can look
the fact that you've got all your competitors out there.
Oh yeah, they're here all day. Yeah, they're all here.
They're like measuring. They're looking at your lights.
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna feel good that when the competitors are out there seeing what you guys have done.
Yeah, that's yeah, they're busy. That's the show. So one of the things. So let's take a look at these screens. You've got the upper screen, the lower screen. Let's put in, let's say we want to go find some coffee. So I just hit search, it's right there at the top. Yep. And this turns into,
keyboard.
And it turns into a keyboard. Right now it's set up to give you a tutorial. So you can do the tutorial, and you can either do keyboard, or if I want to get rid of that, you can just delete it. Or I can do.
Yeah, hey there, we're close to Canada.
Yeah, or you can do the handwriting recognition. You can say, I want to go to coffee, so I can write it this, from left to right.
Doing an interview? Sorry. Yeah, I hate those guys.
Oh, they've been. Yeah. It's been an interesting.
I made fun of them, and now they come busting in here.
Yeah. So so the beauty of this lower control panel is it changes from the HVAC controls.
Hey guys, we're doing an interview. Guys, we're doing an interview, please. Thank you. And both sides. Wahoo!
Yeah, you guys need some bodyguards.
Yeah, we do.
So I'll try to skip. Okay. So the lower control panel changes to the function that you're in right now. So if I want to put in a destination, it turns into the handwriting recognition or the keyboard. We've had a huge improvement in the handwriting recognition. We used to have a small touchpad. Now you can have a lot more flexibility. If I want to go have some coffee, I can, write it from left to right, or I can write right on top of it. And you can see it's much faster. You write the way you want. You don't have to focus on how well you're writing down here.
It's pretty easy. Let's see if I can read my handwriting.
P-A-R.
Yeah.
And in an old version, it would have given you a misspelling because you didn't put a space in there.
And now so it's much parking.
Yeah, it's much more. Okay, so let's go to coffee break parking wherever this is. Yeah. So now you actually can see.
We have to fly across the earth.
That would be. Well, no, the car's waterproof, so we'll just drive right underneath. Hopefully we have enough gas to get there. So you can see that some of these Audi Connect details are right here, where in the past you'd have to go down into vehicle info, Audi Connect, and then go down into parking or weather. Now it's all right here at the top. If you need to go to parking, you touch the parking and it will find you a parking space. Dunkin' Donuts, this is all in the US. So if we go to Dunkin' Donuts, and it gives you the weather right here. So the Audi Connect is much more integrated into each of the functions. Everything within the system is at a higher level right on the top. You don't have to go down into the menus to do a lot of the changes. If you want to know the weather, you just get it right there. Of course, since we're inside a hall, you can go through the 7-day. There's no more scrolling up and down. You want to see the details on Wednesday. It's all right there at the top level. So let's put this in as we'll start.
You have to go to the ocean. That's
Oh,
not
because
gonna
it thinks
like
I'm in Germany.
It thinks you're in Germany.
Because it's a German car. But so, but the
maybe if we try it in German. Auf Deutsch bitte.
no,
Wie heißt Coffee im Deutsch?
I have an A8 right now that's
Coffee?
German also, and it knows that I'm in America. But when I try to put in
Cafe.
my old address in Germany, it won't let me go there.
Cafe, that's coffee, right?
Cafe,
Coffee.
yeah. Cafe bitte.
Yeah, cafe bitte, yeah. Figured that one out. So let me ask you something. Can you also get Google, Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's all there.
So that's right here. That's
Okay.
these phone apps. If it
Okay.
was connected, in the A8 I'm driving right now, I have it right over here.
Okay.
Because so that way I always have the that way I can always just go. So the smartphone interface is right there.
I think we got more than enough of this. Want to go outside, Andre, and get the car?
I'm a little hot.
Yeah, let's go.
Can I just show you real quick? So we'll get out of here. So the seat controls.
Yeah.
Come on, seats.
There you go.
So up here, then this is how you can get the. You can adjust your seats. You can do this on your side too if you want. So here.
Yeah, I know how to do this.
So now
I'm a professional.
you can do this down here, or there's a button on the side. You can turn that on and do it. The two other
got the pulse
things.
going.
Yeah. So the two other things that I think are really interesting. So within radio.
Yeah.
Sorry to stick you guys in here. Let's go to source and I'll add something serious.
Yeah.
I've added a bunch of stuff. So we've got within each function through the radio, telephone, navigation, this will go onto my presets or my favorite radio stations. But if I wanted this to be a shortcut that I use all the time, I can just save it as a shortcut. And then so this is Kiss FM. And then down here, this would show up down below. So within each function up above, you'll have favorites. So you'd have your list of favorite radio stations in the radio section. In the telephone, you have your favorite contacts.
like you can put
And
your
then
wife
down
down
here,
here.
you can put your home address, you can put
mistress.
your favorite, but you really should do that over. You can save 32. You should probably put that a couple screens over to the right and hope that it doesn't go all the way
put
through.
like the dog groomer here.
Yeah, exactly. You want those up front. But the shortcuts
Oh, honey,
are
that's a dog groomer.
the shortcuts down below are the cross-functional memory that you want, and the favorites up above are within each of the functionalities. So that's something new that's really come to the new MMI system, and then you put this right back the way it was.
Here's the easy question.
Okay.
What's your favorite feature?
I'd have to say the adaptive cruise assist. So it's the driver assistance feature that allows you to follow the car in front, keeps you in your lane. It's really easy to use. It keeps you relaxed on long drives, and it's very accurate and really makes the drive a really easy one. And then when you're on a windy, twisty road, car drives like a great sports sedan. So I'm a big driver assistance fan. I really enjoy using it.
All right, guys, thanks for watching this interview. Remember, go back to TFL Car for more news, views, and of course, real-world reviews. And I want to thank you for putting up with my shenanigans.
It's fun.
We made a little bet that I couldn't make this hard, so I tried to kind of inject a little bit of satire. So thank you for putting up with me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Enjoyed it.